another interview style video. Today we go from idea to realization. Let's go.
If you can dream it, you can do it. It's a quote by Walt Disney. Do you think we need to dream bigger?
I think it's a very personal question. Some people might have already really big dreams and others not. So I can't generalize, but I can tell you that I allowed myself to dream bigger than I did previously. So dreaming big is helpful because it supports us in making decisions, small decisions and big decisions along our way towards the goal. So I don't know, I just invite you to dream big.
So you said you had to give yourself permission to dream bigger. Can you also maybe share what the things were that were holding you back to dream big?
Maybe it was not really a thing, but more that I was not aware that I could dream bigger. Or I didn't even consider it to dream bigger. So I was reading a book by Seth Godin, and in it there was something that told the reader to dream bigger. And when I read that, I thought, maybe I should dream bigger. And when I contemplated that thought, I really liked the idea, and then I, ended up dreaming bigger.
Well, but then the next question is how to start a new project or a new idea. What steps to take, or what are things that we need to keep in mind?
Right. That is something very unique again, but I think there are patterns, not on the organizational side so much, but on the psychological mind side. So when you have a dream and a project that you want to realize, it comes from somewhere. There you have some motivation, some reasons you want to do that. And that is very important. So I've actually had a coaching call about this morning where I got some help. And we realized that in the beginning of a new project, it is very important to get clarity on your values and your reasons to do that project. Where a lot of people, me included, jump into researching. That's maybe not the most important thing in the beginning. It is more important to know what you want and why, because by that, the rest will be so much easier.
Okay, that sounds like a good start. Yeah. But then how you deal or how to face that insecurity that can, come up during this process, where we maybe start doubting ourselves, or how to face that.
Yeah, I think one thing that definitely helps is going back to those values and visiting the motivation again, why you actually started doing what you're doing. And it can also help to just take some time off. So it could be a couple of hours, could be a day, it could be a week, depending on the project and the circumstances. But taking some time off to gain a new perspective of what you're doing. And by that also being more able to connect the different pieces of what you're doing. I've found that to really help. Let me see whether I can give you a third piece of advice or suggestion. Well, what I've done as well, when I feel that inhibition or hesitation was to actually check where does it come from? Is it because I'm challenging myself to do something? Is it because of a fear that I have? Or is it because I think it's not aligned with what I want to do? And then you already know. If it's not aligned with what you want to do, okay, can you just not do it and replace it with something else or change it? And if you're challenging yourself, then you also know what to do. You need to be courageous.
So you mentioned to take a step back could be something, that comes in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get distracted by other ideas, or we get demotivated, for example, because when things slow down or when they get a bit harder.
Right.
Is taking a step back, is that also something you would recommend to stay on track or to find your motivation again?
So this happens a lot when we're doing several things at the same time, several projects, we're developing several ideas. And what I do then is single tasking. So multitasking has become popular and people like doing it and feel productive, but actually you're not really productive. It's much better to chunk them into maybe 1 hour that, 1 hour that, 1 hour that, than 3 hours of everything combined, because you want to have deep focus. And maybe even an hour is not enough to have that deep focus, depending on circumstances. But I found for myself that having that focus and structure and single tasking is really helpful when it comes to distractions and being sidetracked. And taking a step back as well, I think, it's kind of like the same reason as I explained before, that I think it's helpful.
Okay. So my last question,
Mm-hmm.
maybe where we're all curious about, is what is your biggest dream when it comes to your professional life?
Yeah, I'm happy to share that with you. So let me quickly tell you what I value. I value development, personal and professional development, which I think always go hand in hand. I value education, health, creativity, play, fun. I like languages and culture, and movement. So as in like sports or some movement. And all that I would like to combine into something either like a school or university type institution, where people who are already curious about the world, who are open-minded and who know that fact-based learning is not really what brings us further. Because nowadays, you take out your phone, you have the facts there. Where those people can come together and learn. And what they learn is music, movement, art, like creative art, some knowledge-based things, but more about the things that develop the person. And then combine that all and have some personal development as well, have coaches there and everything. And this is just a vague vision still. And then have that group study in different places around the world, to be immersed into different cultures. Why that? Because culture can play a huge role in learning. When you move to a different place, different culture, different environment, different people, different language, the worldview of them changes. The worldview of you is influenced. And by that, you get aware of your own old worldview. And that's tremendous. That's just perfect. And well, so you have all that together in some educational institution, and people come out there having learned about themselves, what they want. They have really developed themselves, and that's what I want to create.
That sounds like quite a dream.
Thank you.
So what could be your first step?
So, as I told, first step, getting clarity on the values and the reasons why I want to do that. I think for me, the second step is to make connections, to speak to people who are already doing something similar and exchange ideas. Okay, thank you for watching and see you next time.